Hey up everyone, Emer here, your Galway girl and web developer, which you would never think I was a techie because I'm just too cool for it all. But anyway, I am here to help you, sort out those little bumps and sometimes major potholes that tech can bring us within our business. And today we are looking at Gmail and how we can add our business email to Gmail for free, which is always good, and a place where we can manage all our stuff in one place. So let's get started. Hey up everyone, I'm up here now. So before we jump and run into this, there's a few things that you're going to need for it. And this tutorial, just to remind you, is about adding your business mail to your personal Gmail account. So obviously you're going to need a new or an existing Gmail account for this. And just a quick word on it, if you're the only person accessing this particular business email that you're adding, by all means put it onto your personal, your existing Gmail account. But if there's more than one person accessing it, what kind of a workaround that I have come up with is that to create a new Gmail account and then add that to your app. The reason for that is the process that POP3 uses, the only option that Gmail allows for this. It doesn't allow IMAP for this option, but the POP one, it'll check once and see if there's a new email there. It doesn't keep checking. So if there's two people involved, you start, a mail could go to one person one time and the other person the other time. So it doesn't work. So the best way to get around that is to create a new Gmail account, go through this process, add your business account to it, and hey presto, you can easily then one or two people can log into it from there. So that's the first thing you need. You will also need to do this from a desktop or laptop. Unfortunately, it doesn't work from the Gmail app. It'll only work from your desktop version. Moving on, we also need to be able to access your business email. So I presume you're already doing that, but it does mean that you're going to need to know your username and your password in order to be able to connect the Gmail to your business email. And in the process as well, you need to be able to go in and access your business emails for confirmation code. So you need to be able to access it through a webmail or whatever access you're already using. Lastly, you also need to get the configuration, email configuration settings for your business email from your business or from your web hosting provider or email hosting provider. Normally there's the same with the same company, but not always. And what you're looking for is the POP3 and your SMPT port numbers. So normally if you do a Google, whatever the hosting company name is, and put in POP, email configuration settings or POP3, you'll normally find it, or you'll find it in their support files. So are you ready? Let's get to it. Hey up everyone, I'm down here in the bottom of your screen. So we have jumped into a brand new Gmail account. Now this is exactly the same steps if you're using an existing one, but it's easier for me obviously to start with a clean one. So when we log in, the first thing we need to do is hop over to our settings. So go up to the cogwheel up on the top, that one, that side. Okay, I'm in reverse here. Anyway, I'm up in the top there on the cogwheel, up to the top right hand corner. I don't know my lefts from my rights, and it really doesn't help that I'm in reverse when I'm screen recording. But anyway, I diverse. We go up to the cogwheel, we come down to the settings. And the first thing we need to do is we need to enable our POP settings so that it can go and fetch the emails for us from our business account. So we are in the Gmail settings, come along the top here until you see forwarding and POP/IMAP options. Click on that, and that brings us into the options for this. The second one down is the POP download. By default, in a new email, it's disabled. It possibly was enabled if you use an existing one at some point, but it is a good checkbox to make sure that it is already enabled. And I'm going to enable it for all mail so that it'll retrospectively pick up email, not just the email that's going forward. But you can choose it, as you can see there, that it'll only be new emails coming forward that'll go into your Gmail. So I'm going to save the settings because saving's always good. And it pops us back to the inbox by default. So we're going to head over and go back into the settings again. So we go and click on the cogwheel down to settings. Et voila, we're back in the settings options. So now we want to add the account. We add the account under this option here, accounts and import. So we click on that tab and you can see an option here, if you scroll down a little bit, called check email from other accounts. I have it highlighted there. And you pop over to the link that's beside it, add an email account. Now you can actually add up to 5 emails this way. So you could add 5 business emails, but you can actually add another Gmail account, or you can add you can add Yahoo or Hotmail, whatever you like, but you can add 5 different emails to basically link to your Gmail account. So we get this pop-up. If the pop-up doesn't appear, do check that you don't have any pop-up blocker option on, and we enter in our business email. So I have a really creative one called test email, and that I created for this purpose, and .com. And I just use my website, emercar.com, and we hit next. Next option, hit next again. We don't need to worry about that one. And then it brings us into the settings to receive the email. So the username normally is testemail@emercar.com. These little icons here on the side, just in case you're wondering, because you might not have them, that's my LastPass that you'll probably see pop up in a minute. It loves to pop up when I enter in a password. So I have my password, I just paste it in, and then the pop server format should be mail dot whatever your domain is. Mine is mail.emercar.com, but it'll be mail.yourdomain.com, whatever that is. The port option, as you can see, there's several of them there. With my particular hosting, it's 995, but you just check with your hosting provider and ask, well, what are the email configuration settings? They probably have it in their knowledge base or their support files somewhere for you. So just pick whichever one it is. For me, just double check, it is 995. And the first option I always leave blank, because it's an option that if you do wish, you can leave a copy on the server. The downside of that is that you do have to end up doing a lot of extra housekeeping and tidying it up, but you may have reasons for whatever that you do want to keep a copy on the server even when it's pulled down to the Gmail. I leave that entirely up to you. I leave it blank. Next one is a must. You do need a secure connection with SSL. I like, for me, I always pick the third option, but this is an option. You don't have to have it. It's that it will label the incoming messages from this email. It actually creates a label that is the email itself, and it's handy. We'll talk more about labels in another tutorial, but it's up to you whether you want to do it. And archiving so it skips the inbox, we don't need that. We want to manage our emails here. So we add the account. And now the account has been added, and my LastPass, as I told you, there it is, kick in. Not now, we don't need you this time. So now we've set it up to get the emails in. We also want to set it up that it'll send from our business email within Gmail as well. I'm getting confused here. So we say next, and it's a very, very similar setup. The name it chooses here is whatever is the name on your personal account. So you're free to put in whatever you like at this point. Or we'll put, say, test as my business name. But, it could be admin, it could be whatever, it could be your name, it could be Emer at key business, whatever you choose. Just leave this option checked there as it is and click next. And this is very similar to the last one, although it hasn't fully added in filled out the options the way I like. So I still put in mail dot oops, dot, not comma, mail dot my domain name, and my to log in for certainly for me, my username is my email with any of the emails on my hosting, because it's just easier, remember. But it may differ from yours, but this is the username to log into your business account, and then you just put in your password. You select the port number. Again, this could vary depending on it. It's normally 465 is probably the most common, because this is the SSL option. But whatever option they tell you to use for the port, it'll automatically change it for you down here, so don't worry about it. So whatever, you don't have to touch any of these things, just change the port number, add the account. And so basically now, in order, thank you very much, LastPass, to stop anybody just adding your business account, what it does is it now sends an email to your business account to make sure that you can verify it. So this happens with a lot of things for confirmation. So I'm going to pause it here, run over and grab the verification code. I'll be back in 2 seconds. And I'm back. So I've got the verification code from the email that was sent to my business email, and I just paste it in. It'll always send you a different confirmation code each time, and hit verify. So that's it. We actually now have the account added to our Gmail linked to our business account. But we want to make sure, just check down here. Sometimes it can be checked that it's always replying from the default address, which is our Gmail account. I prefer to choose this other option here, is that it'll reply from the same address at which the message was sent to. So that means basically that if it was sent to my personal account, then I can it will reply from my personal account. If it's sent to my business account, it replies to my business account. So that's when I choose that option. The other option is a good one. I'll go into another where, say, if you're migrating over from something, I'll do a separate tutorial for using that option. So the next thing as well is that at the moment, and I just want to show you, if I start to compose a new email, you can see it's still coming as default from my Gmail account. And if that's my personal account, I really would prefer if it was using my business account. So I'll just close that off there. And if you come in here as well, you can just see a little bit further up, we're sending mail as, and at the moment the Gmail is our default. Underneath here is our business one, and all we have to do is click on the option there on the link, and now that email is the default, and we'll just double check it, compose, and you can see there, and I still have the option, if I click on the email, I can switch down and go back to my Gmail if I wish. But when I open a new, this is only with new emails, it'll automatically select my business one. For emails that are sent to us, it'll reply from whatever email was used to send to us. So that's the kind of the setup, and we're basically ready to go. But I will warn you a little bit. Gmail, if you're not using your business email very often, Gmail will, the default is that it'll check every hour unless it's a very active email. So you do need to be using your email quite regularly. You might find after you come back after holidays or something that it's slowed down a little bit. And somebody sends you an email and they want, I've sent that, can you look at it now? And you're like, oh my God, how, I can't sit around for an hour waiting for it. There's a little trick I want to show you. And again, it's, and I'm going to come out of where I am now, because this often happens when we're in the inbox. And you can see the emails are coming through there, the confirmation that was sent to the business account. It's actually now come through. So we're in our inbox, and somebody brings, I've sent that email, you want it now, and you're like, okay, it's not coming. Here's a little trick that'll help speed it up, is that if you go into the cog wheel and down to settings, and just let me very, very quickly send an email to this. So like, as I said, I use my business emails all the time, and they do sync very, very regularly. But I know when I've set them up for people, they can be a little bit slow. It can take them about a week. And you do need to be using the email, every single day for Gmail to say, oh, well, they are using it a lot. We need to check a little bit more often than every hour. So if we're back in our inbox, I just sent an email there, but there's still no sign of it. So what do I know? But I need that email. So what we can do for this is you go over to the cogwheel again and down to our settings, into the accounts. And if you scroll down to where we added the check email from, so we're not sending it, we're checking it from, we want it from the server, you can force it to check the email now. Okay, so it's gone off and it's checking to see is there anything new there. And you can see one mail was fetched. So I would have had to wait maybe, a certain amount of time because this is a new account. If it had just done a search at whatever 2 minutes ago, it could be another hour before it goes back and it syncs the email again. This is a way that you can at the start make it get the email now for you. And as you can see, boom, there's the email I sent from my phone from my business account. So I hope you found that helpful. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. If you've any comments, any ideas of stuff that you would like me to cover, please comment below. And thank you very much for watching. I really enjoyed this. Take care. Bye bye.